Whoa! Jesus! Right then, I hope you're all doing great. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This is normally a drone, FPV and camera sort of related channel, and you're not wrong there, but I'm going to make an exception for this because it's an absolute beast. This is the Ridstar Q20 Pro. Let's have a look at it. I figured there's some other drone channels out there that have dabbled with e-bike stuff, mostly in America, which is where we will be testing this one. It's a dual motor, fat tire e-bike. Tires are 20x4. You've got 2 batteries on it. They are 52 volt, 20 amp hour batteries, and if you've got them both switched on, you get a whopping 180 Newton meters of torque. You've got dual suspension, front and back, non-adjustable, but it's not too bad. Some people have complained that you've got to be weighing a fair amount in order to get the back one to work, and I would say they're probably right, but I've been through a few potholes and it's not really done me over too badly. So it's got a pretty bright LED headlight at the front there, which I'm not going to show you because it's daytime right now, but there's plenty of other videos on YouTube about this bike showing how bright that headlight is. It's also got indicators, and it's got the lights at the front and also at the back, along with the brake light. It's got a twist throttle, sorry, a quarter twist throttle, I believe they're called, just there. It's got 7-speed Shimano gears to help the pedaling side of things out, and it's also got some pretty good hydraulic brakes front and back. So it comes with these very useful mirrors, which I find make everything a lot safer. And on the handlebars, aside from the throttle and the gears, you've also got this very good sturdy phone holder, which works really well, I find. And you've got this great cycle computer with an LED colour screen on it, and that seems to be quite visible even in bright conditions. Over here, you've got the switch to motor number 1, and you've got that for motor number 2. So motor number 1, the back one, that basically controls obviously the back motor on the back wheel, and it also controls the computer itself. I've heard different versions of this coming from different places, but on this bike I guarantee you that's what it's doing, because if you switch all power off to the back motor, including the power on the battery, and you only have the front one switched on, then that's not going to power up. So it's definitely doing that. You've got the indicators here, which I always forget to switch off, and then you've also got this horn as well, which is a little bit obnoxious. So as you can see, each wheel has a motor on it. They're both 1,000 watt motors. I think technically it's 2,080 watt altogether if they're both switched on, but you don't need to use all that power. However, it's very handy for serious hill climbs if the need be. Across most of the videos, the top speed of this bike seems to be reported between 34 and 37 miles an hour, which I find neither to be exactly true, but we'll talk about that more in the ride. Either way, it's a bloody quick bike. I'm finding this seat to be quite comfortable so far as well. It's a bit more like a motorbike seat than a regular bike, but yeah, it's quite long. It gives you the flexibility of moving forward and backwards a little bit, and it's quite squishy as well. Just a quick one to say, I'm not doing an unboxing and setup because I've not really had any real experience of building this bike, how it comes in the box, just taking a wheel on and off, because I picked it up from Alex from EVRC, and you probably already watch his channel if you watch e-bike stuff already, but if you don't, make sure you get over there because it's some of the best e-bike content out there. So let's cut to the riding footage. Now we're going to go back in time a little bit because I've probably ridden the thing about 15 or 16 times by now, and the first part of this footage I believe is on ride number 4. So we tested a few things out, had a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed the video. So here we are on the Ridstar Q20 Pro. I'm not going to lie, this is not my first impressions exactly, because this is more like the 4th time I've ridden it, to be fair. I haven't gone very far, just done some private roads, and today we've popped over to Worcester, Massachusetts. I have not activated noise cancellation on the DJI Mic 2. It's just attached to my hoodie here, recording kind of in normal, so we'll see how that turns out with the wind as well. I got the old wind muffler on. Got the Action 5 Pro, of course, attached to me. So right off the bat, well, 4th ride in, I can say it's a very comfortable, stable bike. It feels very nice to ride. I can go through some more detailed things as we go along that I've found out. So right now, I just have one motor switched on, and we're going up quite a steep hill at the moment, and it's in pedal assist 5. Just realised I haven't put my gloves on, they're hanging out my pocket. Let me sort that problem out. Very handy indicators we've got here as well. You just have to remember to switch them off because they don't auto off. Brakes are pretty damn good as well. Can't believe I forgot to put these on, to be honest. I've lost too many gloves in the past. It's not good leaving them hanging out your hoodie, is it? Right, let's go. So, from nothing, pedal assist 5, one motor. Pretty damn nippy. So, One thing I'm going to mention now is that the tyre setting on the computer, when you first get it, is set to 23 inch, which gives the appearance that the bike will go 37 miles an hour. Now, whilst it is pretty fast and very, very torquey, even with the one motor on, the top speed, I believe, is actually 32 or 33, because I've delved into the settings and I've changed them to 20 inch tyres, and now the top readout that I tend to get is 32 or maybe 33 if I'm going downhill or something like that. It's around that mark. And we'll have more coming up on that subject in the second ride. You'll notice at the moment I am using the throttle. I'm just letting it roll actually at the moment, but I've been using the throttle so far. The pedal assist, well, obviously this bike isn't really meant for pedaling, as many people have already said, but if you're my height or less, I think I'm about 5'8", maybe a touch more. I don't find it too much of a problem, not on the knees, so I can pedal it as well, look, but I am ghost pedaling at the moment because I'm not in top gear anyway. Let me just get around these. So yeah, in terms of the pedal assist, one thing I have noticed which helps by having a bit of a dig through the menu is there's a setting that you can actually make it a little bit more responsive off the mark, because that's one thing that people say about these sort of cafe racer style e-bikes. I've noticed that because they're not really designed for pedaling, but they can, they're not particularly great off the mark. You might have a bit of a delayed reaction, and it actually turns out safer to use the throttle to go off the mark, because if you need to pull out, then you need that response. What I'm going to do now is kick on the second motor on this hill. Whoa! Jesus! It is having no problems. It's having no problems getting up this hill. It's still clocking 30 nearly. Wow, awesome. Right, so instead of just constantly rinsing the bike around on either full power on one motor or full power on two, I thought I'd just show you going up. So we're on level 1 at the moment. We won't use pedal assist for now, we'll use the throttle, but I'll show you what it does. Oops, my bad, both motors are on. Forgot to tell you, and you might have seen this in other videos, that if you pull off with both motors on, you're going to get a wheel spin at the front. So let's switch that one off. Right, pedal assist 1 on one motor. Not pedal assist even, throttle. There we go. So it sort of hovers around the 9 miles an hour mark if you've got the tyre set correctly in the menu. You put it up to pedal assist 2. Oh, it's a bit pokey. 14 mile an hour. So if you hit it up to 3, 19. Not bad at all. Very pokey. Level 4, we go up to 22, and I'm going to have to turn this corner now. Let's just try level 4 again, because that was cut a bit short. We've got a bit of a hill though, so I think it was 22, wasn't it, to be fair? Yeah, if you take into account this bit of hill now, yeah, we're on 22. Okay, so now we're on level 5. It is very comfortable going around these corners as well, to be fair. For somebody who hadn't even ridden my normal bike for quite some time, probably around the time I started flying drones, it's pretty damn good. Right, so let's whack that second motor on again. Nice. Turn it back off again. Battery is getting lower, to be honest with you, because I've not charged it. I brought it out yesterday, did about 7 miles on some quiet roads like this in Worcester, Massachusetts, and the day before I just did about 3. It was just like one circuit, but yeah, I haven't charged it, so majority of the time I've just got one motor on, that's fine. Which I'm assuming is basically what like the normal Q20 is like, but it is great having that power. I mean, if you use it wisely, you know, for hills and stuff, So I just tend to go for little short bursts of the dual motor. I'm not the heaviest dude, so the bike moves quite a lot underneath me. Oh, fly in the eye. This helmet does not cover my eyes or my mouth or anything. That should be interesting when it gets into the summer. Right, and I've just realised I've done it again. The indicator's still on. Lucky we're going left, isn't it? What a bike, honestly. I mean, especially for the price. I believe it's about 1,600 or something, or maybe 1,800 in the UK. Don't quote me on that. I'll have to look that up and put it in the description or something. Okay, so this is the thing that confuses me a little bit. So I've just got one of these speedometer apps, as you can see, and some of the videos I've watched, the speed has matched up when they've got the settings at 23-inch wheels. I've got it at 20-inch, which is the size of the wheel, and it's still a little bit off. So I'm not sure whether all of these speedometer apps are that good or not. Hopefully you can see the bike screen and also the phone screen there in view. But yeah, so it still seems a little bit off, which makes me think not all of these speedometer apps are as good as each other. I don't know. It's just a different result from what I've seen anyone else get. It's still a mile an hour or two underneath what the computer of the bike is saying. By the way, I'm just rocking one motor at the moment. It's sort of reading dead on sometimes, which is unusual. Nearly went through that pothole. Either way, I'm thinking anyone who's tried this bike will probably think it's a lot of fun like I do. I'm really not sure what to believe when it comes to the speed. I'm gonna have to try more speedometer apps. I do have another one which I was going to use, but I downloaded this one last minute when I got on the bike because it did have an analog display, but it didn't seem to have an option for a digital one, so it was quite hard to read the exact speed. And I was obviously wrong about this, as you'll find out in a minute. Right, let's go back down this road on both motors on. What a bike. So it seems pretty accurate, set at 20 inches from what I can see. Based purely on this one app. I don't think it's fair just to do it on the one app. Right, we are just quickly going to try out this other app as well that I got, this other speedometer one, because I just want to see if I was doing something wrong, because it's supposed to read it digitally there, but I don't believe it was. So let's see if it's any different. See, it seems to say it's updating the top speed, and it's showing the analog reader going up, but I'm not seeing it. Maybe it's just me. What am I? Where is it? We need to have a look at this. Oh, is that pheasant? Grouse, pheasant, I don't know. I don't know the difference. It's making its way towards that house though. Where does it say the bloody speed? Oh, hang on. Hang on. Could it be there? I think it is. I think this is mystery solved. There it is. Right, so now we have two speedometer apps, and I can tell you that they're both doing roughly the same kind of job. To be honest with you, I think it takes a few seconds for the phone GPS to get to it. I'm not sure. It's saying 30, 31 now, whilst the bike's saying 32, which makes me think that both apps, well, they're reading the same thing, so either they're correct or they're both wrong. Law of averages though. Now the whole point in this part of the video is kind of a range test, although I've not done it all in one sitting. I've been out on a few occasions and done some circuits over the last few days just to clock up the miles without recharging the battery. Sorry, without recharging the batteries. And I'm going to tell you what I found. So on these rides, I haven't been conservative at all with the power. Mostly level 5, sometimes dual motor on hills, not right now, because we're almost running on empty. But not giving a shit kind of thing. I've managed to clock at, as you can see, 33.3. You should be able to see that on there. And that is going on this circuit that has a lot of up and down bits. There's a lot of hillage. So I think it's safe to say, realistically, if you were not caring so much and you were going on not hilly ground, you could probably get about 50, 60 miles, but I might be wrong. Some people are saying like 100, which I don't really understand. But also I have noticed that if you switch the bike off and on again, when the battery's reading relatively low, it will add a couple of bars onto it when you reboot it, so that's interesting. It's almost like the meter is only reading from the back battery most of the time, but then when you switch it on, maybe it reads from both. I'm not entirely sure. It's just, you have to really know the bike, I think. I'm really starting to get to know it now, but obviously you don't want to run the batteries down too low. Like, I wasn't expecting it to just start flashing on nothing. It was on 3 bars, so I'm not sure what it's reading from right now. But just to be safe, I'm going to pack it up for the night. So as I completely forgot to record a proper outro for this video, I'll take this opportunity to say thank you once again for watching. If you could smash the like button, that'd be great. Subscribe, then even better, and I'll catch you in the next one.